Are you guys confused about Python functions? I'll show you how they work step by step. Alright guys, now first of all, let's explore what is a function. A function is basically a block of code that runs only when you call it. So instead of writing the same code multiple times, you put it inside a function and reuse it. Now let's write our first ever function code. Alright, so in order to write a function, you write it with def. Now def is basically a short form for define. So define greet. Now if you write this like this and then print, wait a minute, hello. Now basically this is a function. Inside we named a variable named greet, and it's basically and you have to end it with a colon, just like how you end well, like if you write a for loop and then you end it with a colon. Yeah, every time in functions you have to end them with a colon. Alright guys, so now the code inside the function, it only runs when we call the function. Alright guys, like I said, we have to use the greet function in order for the output to display hello. So now that we wrote the greet function, now let's run it, and as you can see, we called the greet function with this. We just wrote the variable name, so we could name our, like if our variable name was, like for example, x, then we would have to put x and then parentheses like this. So in order for your code to run inside of whatever you put inside the function, you have to always call the function. Because if you don't call the function and you just end up running it like normally, like you would think it's like you wrote the print, right? Because in Python, if you put print, it prints in the output. But in this case, it wouldn't print unless you call the function greet, which would end up printing hello. Alright guys, now let's explore function with input. Now a function with input is basically like parameters. Now what's a parameter? Now parameter in Python is basically whatever you put like inside the parentheses of the function. So here, for example, I would say define greet name, then print hello, and then name. Now here again, you have to call the function in order for it to print. Now hello name. Now here you would write greet Umair. Now try to guess what the output would be. Now the output would be hello Umair. Why? Because here inside of the function we put a parameter named variable named name, and then print hello comma name. Now inside greet, in the parentheses it was name, right? So we put whatever like name we want it to be inside of the greet function. So yeah, so we ended up replacing like the variable name by string named Umair. So once we run this text, once we run this code, I mean, it would end up printing hello Umair. As you can see, yeah, it ended up printing hello Umair. Now, so yeah, so whenever we pass a value like Umair, that's actually called like an argument. So this makes our function more flexible. Now let's explore why functions are important. Now functions, they help us avoid repeating code, they keep programs clean, they fix bugs easily, and they write professional Python code. Now almost every real Python program uses functions. Alright guys, now I have a mini challenge for you guys. Now try to pause the video and try to write a function that prints your age. Now here's an example. I'll show you. Define show age and then I'll write print $13. All right. wait, I forgot to put the call in. So basically this is a mini example of what I'm challenging you guys to do it. So if you can basically do this, then you're doing great. Alright guys, in the next video I'll explain one of the most confusing topics for beginners, which is actually print versus return in Python. So in functions in Python, there's also like something called a return. So I'll be covering what's return in our next video, and also the difference between print and return in Python. And yeah, guys, if this video helped you, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm posting Python videos daily, especially for beginners. So yeah, stay tuned for my next video. Yeah, guys, have a nice day. Bye.